Tonight's episode of the Sunday Night Talk is here. It's Sunday night, and it is time to talk. Talk NFL. That is, me and Omar wrap up the week with the Sunday night game. We talk headlines of the week. We talk predictions and a new wrinkle to the predictions segment as well. Probably the toughest challenge as well this week. See how Omar did. I wrapped up a good one for him to tackle this week. Not to mention the awards' legal ramifications at the end of it as well. So much stuff going on there. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, check out my other show on the channel called Running It Back. That's me interviewing people long form. There is a bunch of them on there, so you can see what else I'm up to on there. So we had a lot of fun on this one. You know, we've been kicking these off before the Sunday night game even ends. So we're doing that game in real time, talking our Sunday experiences. Sometimes we get into the weeds, talk about other stuff. But hey, that's how we do it. And kind of a fun segment where we talk a little ESPN anchor throwing it to commercial. You'll see what I'm talking about if you listen all the way through. So for the Sunday Night Talk, Omar Carmona and me, Patrick Mears, happens right now, Week 11. Coming up next, the Sunday Night Talk, right now. All right, we are here. It is Sunday night. The Sunday Night Talk is happening. It is 8:19 West Coast time. We are still not even done with the Sunday night game. Omar Carmona is joining me. We have 4 minutes and change left in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh will not die.
Didn't it seem like this game was over? Like I was gonna send you a text. Let's just start the show midway through the second quarter. We'll be done by halftime. Let's have fun.
Right. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, let's just steamroll through these games. Yet somehow this Sunday night game has been the best one in a month. So like I'm watching this game, and here's my biggest question: who does this game mean more to? Do you think? Is this must win for either team?
Great question. I'm gonna say it's a draw. Both teams are chasing, preseason favorites. The Steelers are chasing the preseason favorite Ravens, and the Chargers are chasing the preseason favorite Chiefs. And so they both definitely need this game if they want a home game in the playoffs come January.
I was thinking it was Chargers because they've got the young team. They started out hot. They are so packed with talent that they really have to do something with this season. And I was thinking Pittsburgh is almost in farewell tour mode. It's like thinking, all right, well, do whatever you can for this season, but we don't expect anything. The damage has been done. We like you, Ben Roethlisberger. But now I'm watching it, and they're like, why not go for it? Why not make a run to the playoffs? And then I think Collinsworth or Al Michaels said this. Did you know Mike Tomlin isn't even 50 years old? He's 49.
Right, that's crazy.
So now we're tied, and it's 3:45 left to go in the game. So anything can really happen in this game, and anybody's Sunday night can be made or ruined by the end of this game.
Let's put this in perspective. The score after 3 quarters was 27-10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a huge comeback.
Pittsburgh got feisty after that block punt. Sometimes that special teams play gets you going. I especially like when special teams makes a play, punt return, block punt, and then they show the special teams coach who we never see. We don't see him through the whole game. And then we see the special teams coach celebrating wildly. I love that. I can never get enough of the special teams coach going nuts and hitting everybody on the helmet as they come off the field. So that supercharged the Steelers. And now we've got a tie game. Steelers have the ball. In typical Chargers fashion, they could very well lose this game. This is a game they should have won probably 5 times over by now. So we'll keep an eye on that. Also, how much do you think this is a home game for Pittsburgh? It's in SoFi. Pittsburgh Steelers travel. Chargers fans don't even know they have an LA team. I think we got to call this a draw as far as who's the home team to start, too. That's an advantage for Pittsburgh.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this could be a huge win. Think about it from where they started this season. I mean, if they come out here with the win, they're 6-3-1. So they are very much in the thick of things in the NFC. But there's some teams I want to talk about. Chargers are in that boat, that team that I had such high hopes for. I thought I was expecting a fall from the Chiefs. At some point, I didn't think the level of success that they've sustained the last 3 seasons prior to this, I didn't think it could hold up. So I was expecting the Chargers to come out. I was expecting the Bills at this point in the year to be 8-2, not 6-4. So
you hit on
the Bills have been somewhat disappointing.
You hit on my headlines for the Sunday. I got 3 main headlines. KC is who we thought they are. Big losers, Tennessee, Buffalo, New Orleans today. And then my last headline is, do we have to talk about Kirk Cousins now? He always does this to us. We always bury him. And then somewhere middle to thirds, 3 halves into the season, we're like, is Kirk Cousins and the Vikings good?
But did I tell you this in the beginning of the year that the games that they're losing are just so close, that they could be 8-2 or 9-2 at this point if it wasn't for some bad bounces here and there. So it's not a bad team. And now, throw in that Kirk Cousins type conversation. Are we talking Carson Wentz is gonna lead a team to the playoffs, man? This is insane.
This was backwards Sunday, and now I'm just accepting the fact that the NFL season is more like a baseball season or the NBA, where a team can get hot who started 0-4 and still make the playoffs, still win the division, still make a good run because the season is so long now. Okay, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the Buffalo excruciating loss? Should we start game of the week, KC Dallas, or the London game, as I call it, Miami at New York Jets, which was my must-miss. Well, who are your must-watches for the week?
Let me take care of that one. Okay. The Dolphins 24, Jets 17. Okay, moving on.
Great London game. Excellent London game.
Let's start with the Chiefs Cowboys. Let's start with the game of the week. America's game of the week. Were you expecting a 31-34 game like I was?
31-34. Yeah, I was expecting more scoring, of course. It's 19-9 is an odd score for a football game. But it did look like the Chiefs of old. Like Mahomes was running around, making the passes, even though they didn't put up a lot of points. But they look like the Chiefs this week, whereas weeks before, they looked like they were off. This week looked good, but 19 points, that's all they managed. And somehow, I never thought they were going to lose this game.
No. Yeah, I didn't think so either. And I was very happy, obviously, as I'm a Cowboy hater, and I think I've pretty much I've expressed that in the week past. But it seems like these Chiefs are back in the saddle again. It seems like they found their identity, and this is the type of games that they love to play. They can win with style. They can win ugly. So Chiefs showing just again how dangerous they are. Cowboys, little problem with the injury bug. Just in today's game alone, they lost a few players. I still think they're a good team. I still think the Cowboys are a team to be reckoned with in the NFC. But hey, look out for the Chiefs if you're in the AFC.
And now the AFC West has become really a 2-horse race. So it's Chiefs and Chargers going for the AFC. Dallas, it seems like we're a far cry away from that Sunday night when they beat New England. They couldn't get anything going on offense. Dak is getting pressured. I thought KC's defense sucked. All of a sudden, they are in Dak's face every other play.
Oh.
And in the one window that was open, Dak throws the pick in the second quarter when they had a shot after a turnover.
And Dak didn't play well. He just didn't play well. Okay? I think I expected more from him, and I know he can play better. than that. I think Dallas also their running game is struggling. Okay.
They don't run a lot at all. Have they even run this season? I was looking at the stats. I think they had two. All the rushing was under 100 yards, and it was
Yeah.
Pollard and Zeke. And I think Dak had 2 picks, no touchdowns. So their game plan is all through the air. And I never felt they had a chance in this game. Penalties killed them again, and the Chiefs look like the Chiefs, even though their score didn't show it. My notes on the game were Zeke's injury was weird, and then he came right back. And then the end of, I don't know if you noticed this, the end of the second quarter going into halftime with like 2 minutes left took, I think, 30 minutes to get through.
Yeah, it felt that way.
There was a commercial for every timeout. There was a kickoff, I think, and then we had a commercial after they got the touchback. The end of the half is very, very NBA-like now in the NFL. It kills the momentum so bad. I saw it in more than one game where the offense is driving, and then the quarter ends, and then the offense sputters after that. Like the big break essentially serves as a timeout, and then they lose their momentum. So that was the game of the week. And do you notice this, that Troy Aikman seems to get annoyed when Dallas is playing poorly? It's hard for him to call these Dallas games, I think. He's talking
I think so too.
Yeah, he's talking how there's things he would have done, or the offense needs to do this. It's excruciating to him. I bet he's squirming in that booth, wanting to just blow a call down to Mike McCarthy and say, "Hey, why don't you run this play?"
And yeah, so Dallas again. This is a bad loss, but they're not out of it by any means. The NFC now just has no definitive favorite. There are some quality teams there, but I wouldn't call anyone a definitive favorite. Cardinals. Hey, Colt McCoy, don't look now. He's 2-1. Filling in for Kyler Murray. So just the fact that Kyler Murray may be a go next weekend, we'll see. But the fact that Colt McCoy can go 2-1 to keep them at 9-2, that's huge, isn't it?
We're seeing that you really need a capable backup in the NFL because your guy is going to go down. Roethlisberger last week, Colt McCoy this week, Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay 2 weeks ago. Your backup is going to have to start a game at some point in a 17-week season. So maybe I should have asked this question. Is there a best team in the NFL, or is everybody just okay?
No,
Arizona is probably got to be the
I'm not going to say okay. There's some good teams. There's some bad teams. There's some okay teams. There's some bad teams, okay? There is no one great team. I will say that. There is no one great team. Raiders have fallen off the face of the earth. I think the wheels finally came out for your Raiders. They've lost 3 in a row. Bengals are one of those good teams, not great teams, okay? So losing to the Bengals isn't the most shameful thing in the world. The way they lost today, they kind of the Raiders kind of unraveled in the fourth quarter today,
Yeah. I was going to text you this in my anger again this week. Can I just quit football for a few weeks? Or can I quit my team for a few weeks and just watch all the other games? Because it's almost insulting. I almost wanted to make a new segment to the show called What Did You Take Personal This Week? But it was really just for me. It was really just Derek Carr throwing a ball in the air. Derek Carr not fumbling, dropping a ball at one point. So I think they've gone into... I don't know if it's give up mode, but we know where this is headed mode. We lost the head coach. The receiver ran over somebody. Another receiver has guns. It just is. There's too many holes in the ship for us to make a real playoff run. So go ahead.
You and I are going to go in reverse course here because now don't look now. My 49ers have now made it to 5-5. They've won 2 in a row. Granted, I mean, beating Jacksonville is not the proudest thing in the world these days. But hey, they beat the Rams last Monday night, didn't they? And that's a good team. Rams, another good team that they're not great. They got problems.
Can't express how much I am jealous of you. You won on Monday night. You win this Sunday. I don't even want to win a game. I just want to at one point be up 14 points during the game. Can I just have that? Can I just be up instead of being behind the whole game and being pissed off? There was a point in the Vegas game where we went on a defensive penalty fest. We stopped them. Oh, we got a sack. And then they say, oh, penalty, which is the worst penalty you can get, lined up in the neutral zone. So we were doomed from the start. So we get that penalty. Then I think there's a roughing the passer penalty on that same drive. We essentially gave the Bengals a free touchdown. So
right.
that hurt. It was a mess. It was a total mess. And yet your San Francisco 49ers are now rolling and
keep rolling.
Look really, really good.
How about Cam Newton? We're all getting excited. Cam Newton's back in Carolina. They lost today, but gosh, it seems like everyone's sentimental favorite right now is Cam Newton.
Yeah, we want him to excel. What do you think do you think Heineke is doing a good, medium, or poor Brett Favre impression? He seems like he wants to be Brett Favre out there. He wants to throw the little shovel passes. He wants to scramble every play. He throws it deep. I love it. I like him. I think Ron Rivera's got a gem in Heineke.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I mean, Heineke, he does bring a certain energy that only Brett Favre. We used to see with Brett Favre, but I don't think the talent is Brett Favrean. But not a bad player. Not a bad player. Jalen Hurts, not a bad player. He's progressing. Everyone's biggest concern was with the Eagles, is Jalen Hurts really that good a quarterback? He's Alabama, and then he goes to transfers, I think, to Oklahoma, and everyone says he's a system quarterback because in college. But hey, he's not. Yeah, the Eagles are 5-6, nothing great, but I mean, hey, it looks like they got some potential.
I don't trust him because he never smiles. He always has the same face, Jalen Hurts. He always
so angry.
He looks angry or sad or confused, but he looks like a robot. I don't trust him, but he got the win today. Of those big losers, Tennessee, Buffalo, New Orleans, which one is the biggest concern to you, do you think?
I'm gonna go with the. I'm not gonna expect much from New Orleans anymore. I mean, look, you're not gonna win a playoff game with Trevor Siemian. I hate to say it. Okay, it's not happening. But both Titans and Buffalo, they're there. That's very disappointing losses. I don't think if you're the Titans, you can't lose at home to the Texans. If you're the Bills, you can't lose at home to the Colts.
That was bad. I was 41-15. I wrote in my notes, "Who are these Bills?" I don't know you. I'm like the jealous girlfriend who goes, "I don't even know you right now."
Right.
So that was very surprising.
Another
to Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Well, Carson Wentz. Here you go. Cheers to him. And then another disappointing team for the season, but they won today. The Browns. They beat the. Not a real inspiring performance, but they were able to beat the Lions today, 13-10. Browns moved to 6-5. Ravens also not a very inspiring performance. They're 7-3. They just squeaked by the Bears, and the Bears really had a chance to win that game. They scored at the end, and they just let up a big play at the very end to let Tyler Huntley was the backup quarterback because Lamar Jackson was not a go today. Ravens uninspiring, Browns uninspiring, Titans uninspiring, Bills uninspiring. And then wait, but don't blink. Bill Belichick is in everyone's rearview mirror right now. You know what I mean? He destroys the Falcons 25-0. And does it seem like that franchise, the Falcons, if you would tell them, you know what? You never have to see the New England Patriots again. You get the feeling they'd be, we're cool with that. we don't want.
We got 1 minute left in the game. Pittsburgh 37, Chargers 41.
Not many plays you have 4th and 32 at your at your own 4-yard line. Okay,
Do you think Matt Nagy makes it to Sunday? It seems like he's been circling the drain for 2 months?
The fans were very, very hard on him. Okay. I think he's gonna finish the year. Okay? I think he's gonna finish the year. He will not be the Bears head coach next year.
There's no way, right? There's no way
No.
he gets another year. I'm wondering if how many more games he gets. Do we have a
So
final? Chargers win
yeah.
over Pittsburgh. So Chargers get the win on Sunday night. They are in second place in the AFC West now. So yeah, Matt Nagy, I feel like we've been asking if he's going to get fired for 2.5 months now. And then tack on the 2.5 months we asked that last year too. So I don't know why he's still there. They look so bad. A couple Bill Belichick thoughts. Number one, I just realized Bill Belichick dresses like my dad. My dad and Bill Belichick have the exact same wardrobe. They wear torn up hoodie sweatshirts. They wear sweatpants. They wear tube socks. They dress exactly alike. But wouldn't it be awesome if you were a Patriots fan? You go through a whole dynasty. You take 1 year off with Cam Newton, and then you're right back to the division lead. How great would it be to be a Patriots fan?
That's so great. That's so great.
How
so
fun.
Great.
How fun would that be? Just whoever you plug in there, everybody starts to win, and it's all good again. So Patriots did kill the Atlanta Falcons. Here's my Detroit note. I made a note in Detroit, and it would have worked a lot better if Goff even played, but he didn't even play. But I think Goff is the new Carson Wentz. Went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and now looks like he doesn't know what a football is. He is so bad, and he didn't even start for the Lions. He was a Super Bowl starting quarterback. New Carson Wentz.
He was. So.
What ended up being the game of the week, Green Bay at Minnesota.
That was a great game. And it's so good when it's a rival game like this. The history these two teams have. I don't think you and I would ever complain about, a Packers Vikings game. We would never complain about a Jets Patriots game that goes like this back and forth. We would never complain about a Steelers Ravens game that goes like this. But this really was a great game. Kirk Cousins, like you said, he does it to us again.
He makes us talk about him all the time.
He comes out wearing a cape. You know what I mean? And he looks like a superstar. And that Justin Jefferson receiver for the Vikings, a superstar. 8 catches, 169, 2 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook, a solid running performance. Aaron Rodgers had a decent game. He threw for 385 and 4 touchdowns. So definitely a good game. But again, this only illustrates that the Packers are not a perfect team. They got holes. They allowed a lot of big plays today. I mean, that defense.
No Aaron Jones this week, right?
No Aaron Jones this week, and that defense. Even I'm not saying he had a bad game on paper, but Aaron Rodgers missed a few throws here and there. Definitely. I think there is some concern in Green Bay, and let's just see how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do tomorrow.
Right. Was Kirk Cousins the one I was comparing to a chick who comes back from spring break with a tan and straight hair, and then we all have to take a second look at? Was that my Kirk Cousins? Well, he did it again. Number one, I love that we got a rivalry, Green Bay, Minnesota. That rivalry needs to get better and better because it seems like Minnesota's been the doormat. And then this was the perfect Kirk Cousins game. Rival coming in. This is the perfect one for him to show us, oh, wait a second, Kirk Cousins can be good. And then they're going to go and lose to Jacksonville or something in a week. But I wrote down perfect Kirk Cousins game. Green Bay ran a couple of funky offensive plays. They ran this weird option play from our 8th grade where Rodgers pitched it to the running back, and then another running back and him ran essentially just a traditional option. So they were opening up the playback. I thought that was really cool that they did that. And then did you catch this? Did you catch Aaron Rodgers doing the fake timeout? They had the ball. Yes. It's 3rd and goal. And then Rodgers goes to call a timeout, but they hike it, so they don't grant it to him. He throws it up, and it's a touchdown.
He tried.
There's always a new trick with Rodgers. I don't think he did it on purpose, but we know Aaron Rodgers, mystery man. Anything is possible. And then out of the break, going to the commercial, they play Breaking the Law as they go to commercial, showing Aaron Rodgers doing the fake timeout. I loved it. I love that we've gone full pro wrestling in the NFL. And then when the Vikings scored a touchdown, this I like. The stadium plays Prince. Minnesota native, they play Prince.
It's their Prince homage.
Yeah, and there's a lot more they could do with it. They could do Purple Rain too. They could do Purple Rain from Prince. I like that they went that. And then it was great that we essentially had a Tyson Holyfield, Aaron Rodgers against Kirk Cousins. They were just going touchdown for touchdown.
They really were.
Yeah, that was really good. And now we get to ask.
It was definitely a good game to watch. It was an exciting game.
So Kirk Cousins, elite or not elite after this game? What do you feel? What's your Cousins' feelings? Is he...
No.
Is he... Well, let's rate Kirk Cousins on the scale of a hot chick. What do you give him 1 to 10?
5.
A 5 after this win?
No, he does this all the time.
So you're not buying it.
He makes us put on some beer goggles.
Beer goggles Cousins. Well, that makes a little more sense. I was gonna say he's a 7 or 8 after this win. He's looking good. We're taking second looks at him.
We are. We'll take some looks.
All right, Kirk Cousins. We talked about the London game, the must miss. Now, on to the questions of the week. Now, okay, I'm adding a wrinkle to our questions of the week and all our predictions. Every week we make these crazy predictions and we kind of joke about them and we laugh them off. And every week, every national show like First Take and all the NFL Network, we make crazy predictions and a week goes by and then we forget them. We just are not held accountable. But this week, I'm writing down all our predictions, and I'm going to come back to these next week, and we're going to see if we have egg on our face or if we're smart. And you get to make one prediction that you can lock it in as your lock, and I'm going to write it down. So let's start with, if the season ended today, our division leaders are Dallas, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Arizona, AFC, New England, Baltimore, Tennessee, Kansas City. So as of right now, who is representing the NFC and who's representing the AFC? Or is it even one of those division leaders who's going to represent?
Okay. If I'm going to go up in here and say this. If Buffalo, in my opinion, is going to overtake the Patriots, and they are still going to the Super Bowl. Okay?
Buffalo overtaking the Patriots for the Super Bowl. Okay.
It's gonna, for the AFC
I'm writing.
East, okay, they are gonna overtake the Patriots and win the division, and then they will go to the Super Bowl. Okay? They are going to play in the NFC Championship. The winner of the Packers, we are going to see a rivalry, Packers-Cowboys NFC Championship. I'm going to give the game to the Packers.
Packers over Dallas for the NFC Championship. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, I'm writing. This was a Week 11 prediction. Okay, I'm going to go for my NFC representative. I am going to go Arizona, and they will be playing Kansas City. Boring pick. I'm not saying that's my lock-it-in pick, but I'm going to go Arizona against Kansas City. 3 times Kansas City's going to the Super Bowl. So AZ.
If Kansas City and Arizona end up in a Super Bowl, I am going to float the idea with Goodell for that one afternoon, that Super Bowl evening, they fire Kingsbury out in Arizona, and they fire Andy Reid out in Kansas City, and you put in the Oklahoma coach for Kyler Murray, Lincoln Riley, and then I guess Kingsbury coached Mahomes, right? So maybe you send Kingsbury out to out to Kansas City and do a Texas Tech Oklahoma shootout, it would be 70-63 final score.
So you're saying the team that makes it to the Super Bowl, their starting quarterback's college coach gets to take over? That's what you're.
Yeah,
That's what your idea.
that'd be
Oh,
awesome.
oh, that'd be interesting. So we'll have Mahomes, his Texas Tech coach, against who was your other team?
Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma for Kyler Murray.
Oh, right. And they just take over the team, you're saying?
Yes, spread offense. It'll be a spread offense. Okay, granted, with commercials and given the whole like how long it takes a college game to finish, I think this would be the first time a Super Bowl would hit 6 hours. But hey, wouldn't that be cool?
Hey, that's not bad. NFL is not beyond world control. Why not make this a best of three? Let's just go
Okay.
Wednesday game, Sunday game, and if necessary, Wednesday game. Or let's go Thursday, Monday, Thursday. Why not? Who cares?
Right.
I don't know if you caught this. This was super interesting this week I listened to. Do you remember Papa John? Remember how he got fired from his own
Oh yeah.
company and he was Peyton Manning's friend and stuff? He was talking in depth about his dealings with Goodell and what got him essentially edged out for quoting somebody saying something racist. He didn't say it. He quoted it. It's crazy interesting what goes on in these owners' meetings, in these owners' circles. They've got this whole House of Cards thing going that him, Jerry Jones, I forget the other owner, are trying
I'm sure
to get.
it was Robert. I'm sure it was Robert Kraft.
I don't think it was Crab, but it was another owner where they have been trying to get Goodell out for essentially 5 years now, looking for ways to get him out or ways to have him voted out. And Goodell has been looking for ways to get the owners he doesn't like out. It's crazy the way, and I give it to Papa John. He had a succinct argument of how it all went down with him and how his conference call was recorded and how his quotes were taken out of context and how they didn't hit the stop record button. And as the recording goes on, you hear the other owners say, "Okay, we got him." You hear that. It's really nuts at what goes on behind the scenes. This is just so many moving parts in the NFL. So I wonder what happens to the NFL post Goodell, whether that is a few years down the road or if it's 10 plus years down the road. Because it seems the NFL is massive now. At some point, is it going to collapse due to its own weight? I don't know, but I liked what Papa John's had to say. It was interesting stuff. Let's go to the way too early predictions, but we're week 11, so now it's just called the too early predictions. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm going to start us off. My too early prediction. Colt McCoy will start a playoff game.
Ooh. Ooh.
Too
That
early
is.
to predict. That might be my
That's-
lock it in prediction. I haven't decided yet.
That's an early. Oh, I don't know if I can top that. I don't know if I can top that. Okay.
I thought you got that one.
So if we're gonna be, let me throw a surprise start. Okay, I'll give you one. Joe Burrow will win a playoff game.
Oh, that's a good too early prediction. Burrow wins a playoff game.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Got it. Okay, those are two good, too early to predict predictions. All right. I'm nervous about this one. This is the Make Me Angry segment. I'm halfway nervous because I think I'm just going to make myself angry. Who is the more disappointing franchise? Is it your San Francisco 49ers or is it my Las Vegas Raiders? Here's my argument that is going to make you mad. You had a dynasty, and for the last, I don't know how many years, you've gone through coaches, and you made it to 2 Super Bowls. Both were ugly. And we've lost the 49er mystique. You lost Harbaugh, which could have been a career coach. And now I don't even know who the name of your coach is, and you're dealing with Garoppolo. But somehow the Niners have won 2 games. So more disappointing franchise. I'm making you angry by saying it is the San Francisco 49ers. They didn't even play a home game last year.
I wanna. You mean win a home game? I wanna make you more angry, and say, hey, at least we've been in the thick of things the last 30 years. You know what I mean? At least at some point we have at least come close. you all, you had a good run, the late 80s, early 90s. There was some playoff performances there and some good teams. I remember the Bills blowing you guys out 52-3
Yep.
in an AFC championship game that basically kickstarted the Jim Kelly Bills run, right?
Right.
Aside from that, you all had one good year in 2002, 2003, I think, and 2002, yeah, and you haven't been back since. So,
Well, you're definitely right. I am getting angry. Remember
yeah.
the shirts in the 90s that would say real men wear black and it would say Raiders, or it said the highest winning percentage of any professional team and it was like point 0.8 or something.
Oh, they were holding that for a long time.
Remember all that? And it's totally gone. It's gone by
It's
just
gone. That
horrible
mystique is
records,
gone. That mystique is
terrible
gone.
coaches. Jeff George was our quarterback at one point. It is bad, and now it just seems like it's carrying over. So I think I made myself angry
Yeah.
with that argument. All right. Franchise 1-year deal or send to the practice squad. As you know, Thanksgiving is coming up this Thursday, which essentially kicks off the holidays. Halloween is sort of the hors d'oeuvre, but Thanksgiving is the opening ceremonies of holidays. We got Thanksgiving next month, Christmas, New Year's, right into Valentine's Day. So we got holiday season. But where do you stand on one of these three? The Christmas Day football game, the New Year's Day football game, or the Thanksgiving Thursday football game? Which one do you give a franchise a 1 year
Send to
or
the
throw?
practice squad. Uh, sorry. It's franchise, 1 year deal, and send to the practice squad. Send to the practice squad the New Year day. I don't see a big deal about that. I
It
don't
used to
care.
be the day for college. That was the college
Yeah,
football day.
that's what I think. And that's probably the only day I will watch football. I mean, the only things I'm watching is the college games. So you can get rid of the NFL one. I do appreciate the Christmas one. I'll give the 1 year deal to the Thanksgiving one only because it's been so long that we've always known Thanksgiving football. That's fun and all. I will say the one thing that has disappointed me about the Thanksgiving Day lately is the late game has just been two random teams. I would much rather see a traditional rivalry. I think that game should maybe even be a flex game. I know it's hard to flex a Thursday team. You really can't do that because of travel constraints and whatnot. But I wish there'd be something better than the Bills. Is it Bills Saints this year?
I think so. I remember seeing it was a good matchup, but you're right. It's the early and the late game is always Dallas and Detroit, and then the late one is two different teams every year. So we don't have that tradition.
Right.
And then the one thing I like about the Christmas game is the fans sometimes dress up as Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And we have some funny shots.
Or I like the combo, the Santa Claus outfit, but the brown paper bag over their head. Like that's awesome.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I like Christmas. I'm with you on New Year's because also New Year's is a bit of a hangover game. We're like too partied out from New Year's and like, what's on? To watch it or I won't watch it.
And there's like we're so used to like there's only really one game that weekend that we like, and that's the annual, it seems, the annual NFC East Championship game. Which 9-7 team is going to get into the playoffs and get a home game?
Right.
That's not going to happen this year. The Cowboys are going to run away with it this year, but that's usually been the case. So there's only a few good games. Usually by then the playoffs have already been decided. Seedings, there is a difference in seedings that's gonna matter, but that weekend is usually a wash anyway.
Yeah, I'm intending to agree with you. Give me Thanksgiving all the way. Give me Christmas in the 1 year deal, and then New Year's Day. I probably won't watch any of those games. How about this though? The Thanksgiving game has become such a tradition. Did you know in my family, I never knew you sat down for Thanksgiving dinner? I always thought you ate Thanksgiving dinner on a TV tray while you watched the game. I never knew you sat down at a table. That's what normal families do.
Yeah,
it's just so entrenched.
I know.
In my family that you watch a football game.
I don't understand these normal families. I really don't. I don't see the point.
How do you do Thanksgiving? Do you guys sit down? How is it built around the game?
This year, I'm sure we'll sit down, but it's kind of like have everything ready. It sucks because so many people put so much work into getting the food to the table, but it's kind of like, okay, look, break. We have about 10 minutes before we got to get ready for for the second half. So let's make this a quick one.
Right. Thanksgiving dinner is served at halftime of the Dallas game.
Yes.
In my house. It always has. It probably always will. And then when it's time to say the blessing, the game is just put on mute. You don't turn it off. You just put it on mute. And 1, 2, 3 of my uncles will have one eye open during the grace, looking at the screen.
Right.
And as soon as it's over, right back to full blast volume. And then you get your TV tray and eat in front of the TV. That's how we thought it was done. I had no idea people sat down like normal human beings and talked to each other.
For sure.
So I'm with you. Thanksgiving is just too much of a tradition. Okay, I have a fun challenge for you this week. Okay, starting from the number one as far as the jersey numbers. How many players can you name going in numerical order? Going all the way starting from number 1.
All current players?
You can go all time. You can go all time players.
Oh, I could do this.
How far do you think you can go?
You know where I'll
get to 20? Can you get to 30?
Oh yeah.
Really? All right, give me your prediction. Tell me how far you can go. Let's test it.
Okay, wait a minute. So let me get the parameters correct.
Okay.
I could name any player, but as long as they wore that number.
Yes, you have to go numerically from 1 in ascending order. Name a player who wore that number, and I'm gonna go give you an over/under of 22. Over/under 22.
Okay, I'll go.
Can you go over?
I can go over.
Okay, let's go. I'll take the under.
Oh shit. Okay, let's fucking do this. All right.
All right, let's go. Start with 1.
Warren Moon, Cam Newton. Okay,
well,
2.
Those are both number 1. You just have to guess 1.
Okay. Take it.
You're already getting cocky. You're so Tom Cruise and Top Gun attitude.
Matt Ryan, number 2. Bobby Hebert, number 3.
Jesus, we're already at Bobby Hebert.
Brett Favre, number 4. Here's what crazy one. Jeff Garcia, number 5.
Oh.
Could have gone Donovan McNabb. Okay. Number 6, Crybaby Jay Cutler.
Was Jay Cutler? Yeah, he was 6. I would have went Bobby Brister, but sure, go ahead.
Bobby Brister, that would have been good. Number 7, John Elway.
Easy.
Number 8, Steve Young.
Of course. I knew you were not going to say Troy Aikman.
Number 9, Jim McMahon, but I could have gone Drew Brees.
Oh, good one.
Wow.
Okay, 10.
Number 10. Trubisky. I don't know why I came up with that one. Yeah.
Wow, there's a recency bias on that one.
Yeah, that was a.
Could have went Eli. Eli's 10.
Could have gone Eli. Number 11, old cowboy Danny White.
All right.
Number 12, Jim Kelly. Tom Brady. I mean, that's what I should have done. Number 13, Dan Marino.
Of course.
Number 14, backup, but a one-time, what could have been a superstar, Neil O'Donnell.
Wow, Neil O'Donnell. It's a throwback.
Frank Wright, number 14 as well.
Okay, 15.
Number 15,
tricky.
Tim Tebow.
Really? Tim Tebow.
There you go.
Odd number for an odd player.
You could have gone Hostetler too. Neil Lomax. Number 16, how am I not going to go Joe Montana? That was probably the easiest one.
Neil Lomax.
Only you'd appreciate that one, probably. Number 7,
Steve Pallure.
Number 17, Jason Campbell.
Jason Campbell. Wow, deep dive.
Doug Williams, though, could have been 17.
Oh, right.
Number 18, Peyton Manning. Number 19, Johnny Unitas. Number 20, Barry Sanders. Number 21, Deion Sanders. Number 22, Emmett Smith. Number 23, Devin Hester.
Oh, man, you are over. You won the bet. All right, can you go 24?
Can I go 24? 24.
After these low 20s, it gets tough.
Oh no, no. I'd be more concerned getting to like the 50s. I know I could do this.
Really?
I'm gonna go number 24. Was shoot. I don't know. I think I would have been wrong.
24, we're probably talking running
Oh,
back.
I go. Champ Bailey was 24.
Champ Bailey, 24. You're right. What about 25? That's an odd number.
Number 12. But see, then that's how you have to depend on your 49er knowledge. You know what I mean?
Right. You gotta go home team.
You gotta go home team. If you get stuck, you have to go home team. I'm gonna go Shady McCoy, but I could have gone, I think, R.W. McQuarters from the 49ers DB.
Okay, I'm gonna trust you on that one.
Yeah, but Shady McCoy was a 25. LaShawn McCoy was 25.
Okay.
26, Clinton Portis.
Oh, wow. Good one.
Okay.
27 I got. Let's see if you know it.
I want to go number 27. I want to go Brandon Jacobs for the Giants was 27.
Okay, I'll trust you. I went Steve Atwater.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's the only one I can think of for 27.
28, Adrian Peterson.
Oh, good one.
Okay. Number 29, I would say is old Pittsburgh running back, Barry Foster.
Oh, there's a name I forgot. Put that in there with the Neil Lomax and
there you go.
Neil O'Donnell.
31. I'm sorry, 30. Dave Meggett.
Dave Meggett. For the Giants. Okay, 31. I got one for 31. Let's see if you know it.
I'm going to go with Priest Holmes.
Oh, nice. I was going to go Jason Sehorn.
That's a good one.
One of the last white guy cornerbacks to ever play the position.
Yeah. 32. Let's give OJ a shout out.
32, OJ, the staple, of course.
33, I got to go home team again, Roger Craig.
Yours truly, 32, OJ Simpson. Okay, Roger Craig.
You're 32, I know would have been Marcus Allen.
Of course, yep. 32, very common running back number, so I think everybody would get that one. 33, of course.
Roger Craig. 34, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, another common running back number. Dude, remember the back in the day where if you're a running back, you got 32 or 34. That was it. That was your only choice.
That was it. That was it.
That was absolutely it. That was times were simple that day. Okay, what about 35?
35, Neil Anderson.
Neil Lomax.
Old Bears running back.
Okay, I'll trust you.
Dang. Then you're looking at somebody like 36. This is an interesting one because I could still go Sean Taylor, I think. I think Sean Taylor.
Was he 36?
Well, he was 36 and 21. But he had some good years at 36.
Wow.
Okay. 37 was a fullback that I can think of. Another Arizona. Now we got to think fullbacks, possibly DBs, safeties.
Yeah.
Getting to these numbers.
These high 30s. Yeah, we're still running backs, but now we're into DBs and potentially safeties. You're right. This is the domain of that player.
Okay. 37 fullback, Larry Centers. How about that one?
Really?
Yeah.
I remember the name.
Wow. 38, Mark Kelso, safety for the Buffalo Bills.
Wow, good pull.
39, fast Willie Parker for the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers that went to the Super Bowl and beat the Seahawks back in 05.
Really?
That was Willie Parker.
Wow.
Killing
this.
Number now DBs. Now we got to think DBs.
Yeah, now we're into the 40s. Well, we're DBs, we're fullbacks. DBs and fullbacks come to mind.
40 is Mike Alstott. Was he not 40?
Oh, was he 40?
Yeah, he was 40.
Okay. Mike Alstott. Good fullback number.
Dang.
41.
Terrence Newman.
I don't even know that name. Terrence Newman. All right, 42. This is easy.
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott, 42. All right, can you go 43?
Can you go 43? Yes.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. 43. Oh, man. Am I going to be stuck at 43? Oh, no. You may have to verify this one. Troy Polamalu, I think, was 43.
Oh, really? I was going to guess. I'll look it up. Moose Johnson. Was he 43?
No, he was 48. Thank you for that.
Damn it.
44.
Okay.
Oh, my favorite fullback of all time, Tom Rathman.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. It's such a homer.
that was a homer.
That was a homer, yeah.
Definitely a homer. Ooh, 45 may get me.
Okay, let's see what you got.
45.
Reach deep into your knowledge, deep of a young Omar Carmona, not yet thinking about a career in law, collecting a lot of football cards.
A lot of
late nights watching VHS videos. Early Madden. Number 45.
There is a guy. No, I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm going to be done at 45. Can you name me any famous 45s?
I can't think of any. I would have been out when we got to the early mid-20s potentially. 45. No, I can't think. You were right on Polamalu. He was 43.
Okay. Look up for 45. I lost at 45, but I am going to guess that there was a Patriots player by the name of Otis. Shoot.
Otis. I remember a running back for the Giants, Otis Anderson.
No, this one may have been like an Otis Smith.
How about a Patriot?
I'm for sure thinking about it. But I can see it. It's a Patriot. No, I'm gonna stop at 40 at 45. I
Pretty
think
good run.
Yeah.
Pretty good run. Excellent. You went way over. Nice work. I wonder how far we could have went there with a little research. Excellent challenge.
I think that the 60s, like when you're naming offensive linemen, that gets a little hard.
Right. We would nail like the 75s, the 88s, the 84s, but those 58s, those 61s, that's some deep knowledge. You got to have some home team knowledge on that one. All right, excellent challenge, but that leads us into the awards of the week. We got two of them. We got the Sunday MVP. Number one, I gave my Sunday MVP to all the away teams. Away teams went 8-5 this week. So
wow.
I give it to all the away teams. Slash the Arizona Cardinals in general. They look like the best team in the NFL. They're on a collision course to play the Chiefs for my Super Bowl. That's going to be.
I was going to say my MVP was Herbert, and he's had a few rough weeks, but he got it together today. Big win. They let go of the lead, but he was able to keep his team in it. So Herbert was my MVP.
By the way, I'm locking it in on my Colt McCoy will start a playoff game for my lock it in prediction. I'm circling it right now. And I will follow up on this prediction. Are you going to lock it in on Burrow starts a playoff game or wins a playoff game?
Yes, lock.
Wins. Okay, lock it in. That's your prediction.
And I just looked it up. It was Otis Smith, 45 for the Patriots. Was a Patriot, and he was in the tuck rule game.
Oh, wow! You could have went to 45.
Yeah.
Well, I'm locking it in. I have our predictions. We will be held accountable. We're no first take where we can say whatever we want and then it's forgotten a week later.
Yes,
way too early coach of the year. Okay, here's my way too early coach of the year. John Gruden. He got out while he still could. He's no longer. Give him the MVP.
That's pretty good.
My for real coach of the year, I'm going to go Ron Rivera. I think people like him. They sympathize with him. And he's got a good team. They're going to win a playoff game.
All right.
So I'm going to go Ron Rivera. Way too early coach of the year. I'm not locking it in on that. That's not my lock. I'm sticking with my Colt McCoy.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with Nagy, because I just feel bad for the guy because he's getting fired.
Has anybody ever gotten coach of the year and gotten fired?
I bet you it has happened. I want to say it has happened.
You want to lock it in on your Matt Nagy prediction?
Yeah, no, that's not a lock in.
Okay, don't lock it in. Okay, before we go to legal ramifications, I have a couple of quick coming up next for you. I watch way too much First Take, Mike and Mike, whatever the Fox one is. They always tease you with some stupid coming up next as they go to the commercial. So I have 4 coming up next as we come back from this break. Feel free to add any. Here we go. My audition for my ESPN anchor job. Coming up next, why Aaron Rodgers will win 2 more Super Bowls, but not with the Packers.
Not going to happen.
Coming up next, is the NFL keeping the middle class down? Coming up next, why John Gruden will make a great U.S. Senator. And finally, coming up next, why Frank Gore is the answer to the Titans playoffs.
There you go. I like that one.
Those are my 4 coming up next as we go to a commercial for my ESPN show. So
that could be good.
Yes. Okay. Legal ramifications. Unless you want to throw any coming up next, you can throw those in.
I'm good.
You can throw those in anytime, by the way. Legal ramifications. I didn't even prep you up on this one. I have some questions on definitions of legal terms. I've been following all these court cases this week, and there is probably more legal jargon than any other profession, I would think. So I have a few questions for you. Maybe you can help me define these terms. Question number 1. What is it when a court or a judge or whatever it is granted a stay? What does that mean?
Just kind of pauses things for now, and we're gonna there's a legal point that has to be settled. So we're gonna stop everything right now before we move forward, because the way we handle this next point it may be determine how we handle the rest of the case.
So is it kind of like a instant replay review in the NFL? We're like, wait, hold on, we got to figure this out so we know where to mark the ball moving forward.
Yeah, it is kind of like that. Yeah, we're taking it easy.
So if what would warrant a stay? Would it be a new piece of evidence, or would it be how would you come to that?
No, it's like, hey, during the litigation of the case, a judge ruled one way, and then the party that didn't win says, hey, well, I think the judge, made a mistake here, so let's just take a timeout, okay, and let's have another judge look at this one point.
Oh, so another judge could come in and look at it, kind of like
yes.
a replay official in New York.
Right.
Would come and check it out. Have you ever heard my idea for the replay hostage? You know how we have a replay or we have a challenge and the referees go look at the video and they try and determine what happened, but you'll always hear if they can't determine anything, they have to go with what was ruled on the field. But I say that's total nonsense because we have to make a ruling. So I say we have a replay official who is held in an isolated box for the entire game. He's blindfolded. He doesn't know what's going on. And when we need him, we take him out and he has to judge the play in question. So he has no idea of what was called on the field. He has no idea the score. He doesn't know anything what's going on. He is completely neutral, and that is called the replay hostage. And then when it's done, he goes back into the jail cell and is blindfolded.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Total neutrality. I don't like this. Well, I don't know what the hell happened, so we'll just go with whatever I said.
Add that to the things I think you want to bring up with Goodell.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I got a list of things. What is a tort? I read the definition of what a tort is, and I still didn't fully understand it.
I don't. I mean, I did miserable in torts in law school. I think it's
Well, see, when you say that, I don't even know what you're talking about, though. I don't even know what a tort is.
A tort is a civil wrong where somebody was damaged.
I see. So is it, by my understanding, is it less severe of a crime committed when you say civil
Yeah,
as opposed
absolutely.
to
That's something
criminal?
that maybe you can't, like, a tort could be uh you not securing a pipe, as a worker. You don't one of those pipes that are on the top of the ceiling or whatever, and it falls down and hits somebody on the head.
I see. So a
I didn't.
tort, a murder charge would not be a tort.
No, that would be a crime.
I see. Okay. Question number 3, and I asked this because I
I guess
just watched.
it wouldn't be called murder. It'd be maybe like a wrongful death, something like that. Yeah, you could
Oh,
probably
that's true.
that's
Right,
tort.
because there was the OJ civil trial.
Civil. Yeah,
Hey,
that was
hey,
a tort.
hey, everybody! It's yours truly. I was convicted in the civil, but not the criminal. That was my OJ voice. Okay, I just watched the movie Rounders again. I don't know when the last time is you watched the movie Rounders, but at one
Okay.
point, Matt Damon makes a bet with the judge that if he can guess his cards, he gets to have a clerkship in the judge's office or something for the summer. But what's a
Right.
clerkship? What does that even mean?
Okay. It depends on the judge. Maybe some judges that have a clerkship means you do some intense research for me, do some legal writing, some briefing, sit in on some hearings, give me all the information I need. And for other judges, it means I need you to caddy me around, make sure that I get home safely after I've had about 5 drinks.
This is
Clerkships mean
sounding
different.
intensely personal, Carmona.
Let's just say I wasn't in the former category, okay? um, but yeah, that's basically just do what the judge says.
So a clerkship is like a fancy word for an internship with a judge, and then you get the experience of being in his circle in his office doing tasks for him. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And is it vital that at some point you get a clerkship when you become a lawyer, where you're in law school? And
I
is it
never.
hard to get a clerkship?
It is very hard. It's very competitive. Very, very competitive. I never had a clerkship. I never went for one. I preferred to be drinking with my buddies in law school. I was good, but it is very intense, and it is highly competitive, and and for some it launches careers. So,
Ah,
um,
that was my next question. What could you get out of a clerkship? But you could get in good with a judge or something, or it looks good on a resume.
it could, maybe, some big law firms, high paying law firms,
How
they look at
many
that stuff.
how many people are doing clerkships for a judge at any one time? Can he only take on
Oh,
one
it
at a
could
time,
be
or can he
it could
say,
be one at a time. It could be three at a time. Yeah.
so it can be really competitive where it's like, oh, he just takes one at a time, so good luck trying to get a clerkship. Thus why Matt Damon made such the proposal to, like, if I guess your cards, then I get a clerkship.
Yeah. That it's a big deal.
Which he did guess in the movie scene. He guessed all the judges' cards,
Yeah.
having their
But
little.
also notice how the judges said, I would never gamble that.
Oh
But
yeah, that's true.
what do you say? I'll put your resume at the top.
Man, yeah, Matt Damon really gave away that info way too easily. He should have really parlayed it into, like, no, I want the clerkship. I guessed your cards.
Yeah.
Rounders. People love that movie Rounders. I was never that crazy about it.
I
People
think it's a
love.
great movie.
You think it's a great movie?
I do.
I never got the relationship that Matt Damon would be friends with Edward Norton, Worm. I never got that they would actually be friends. They seem too opposite. And then Matt Damon has the classic wet blanket girlfriend who wants nothing to do with him, who's just bummed out when he stays out late driving a bread truck.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great movie.
Good Matt Damon era, where Matt Damon is throwing 100 miles an hour at the time, and he's like, whatever movie I'm doing after Good Will Hunting, you better go see it. I'm gonna go see it, front row, first weekend. I'm gonna get that clerkship. Next legal ramification question: explain what an alternate juror is. I think I have an
Oh,
understanding of it, but I'm not
it's,
sure.
it's like it sound. A jury of 12 is gonna actually make the hear the case and decide the verdict. But things happen during the trial. Maybe a juror gets sick. Maybe a juror says, "Hey, I know I said I could be fair, but something came up that I can't be fair anymore." So you have an alternate juror there, so that you don't have to start all over again. That juror was supposed to be paying attention and watching with the regular jury the entire time. So once the switch is made, that juror picks up right where the other juror left off.
I get it. So let me understand this. You have a jury of 12. However, there are backup jurors too. And they're also listening in. So that way, if, like you said, one of them has to get subbed out, then the next one comes in and the court continues. So an alternate juror is sort of like the backup QB.
Well, I'll tell you, one time we had a lady that was pregnant, and I noticed her falling asleep in the middle of the trial. And so I called it. I mean, I didn't do it to be mean, and she didn't look all that well, and then she let us know that she was pregnant and she was having trouble staying awake, and we're already like 2 days into the trial, and so she was excused, and there's no harm there. I mean, it was best for her to go, and best for the trial for her to go, and so we brought in the alternate juror. And that was it.
Yeah, so backup QB alternate juror comes in, puts down the clipboard, puts on the helmet, and then right into the game, taking snaps. How many alternate jurors are there on any case?
It's all discretionary, but like on a big, in El Paso, a murder case could get maybe 2 to 3 alternates. But like on a big case, like something, like when El Paso probably sees the Walmart shooter, I could imagine several. There are going to be several alternate jurors that are going to be expected to be sitting through that.
I see. So it depends on the case.
Yeah.
Last legal ramification question: what does it mean when you hear the term ex parte?
Do something without the other side being a part of it, knowing it. So like an ex parte communication with the court is the presumption is you can't have a conversation with the judge without the other side knowing. However, there are certain times when you want one side, you don't want the other side to know, and there's a reason behind it. Like if I need the judge to give me something, like give me funds for an investigator to investigate this, and the reason why you don't want the other side to know is because I don't want the other side to know my defense. But I need the help procuring this, and so then the judge will make a call and then say, yes, there is a need to have this pro se conversation. So I'll grant the ex parte. We have this conversation. And you cannot get in trouble for meeting with me alone, because I'm giving you the excuse.
Gotcha. It's a exclusive meeting that
but one that's frowned upon is you're in a jury trial, and then you see the judge at a restaurant, and then you go up to the judge and then you go up and say, "Can you believe this prosecutor? What an asshole!" That's that's an ex parte. You don't want to do that.
Gotcha. Hey, Judge, you ever seen the movie Rounders?
Yeah.
What do you think Edward Norton was doing there, man? That guy was dirty. Gotcha. That was legal ramifications, always on the money as usual. Omar Carmona. That brings us to Monday night. New York Giants at Tampa Bay, giving the biggest point spread, I think, of the season. Tampa Bay is giving 11 points. What is your prediction for Monday night? Do you predict that this game will, number one, cover the spread, not cover the spread? Do you predict, number two, that you will even watch this game? Or do you predict, number three, that America will not watch this game?
No, I do want to watch Tom Brady to see how this, is there an opening for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to come out and, maybe stake their claim in the NFC? We haven't really talked about them as much with the emergence of the Packers and the Cowboys and other teams like that, but I'm interested to see. I do think they win this game easily. I'm going to go Tampa Bay 27, the New York Giants 6.
No, 6. Do they get 2 field goals, or do they get a touchdown and miss the extra point? How do they
They'll get 2 field goals.
Or do they get 3 safeties?
That's a good one.
Let's go. Give me Tampa Bay 37, Giants 17. Tampa Bay covers easily. Although I have a feeling I have a feeling the Giants are gonna make this spread for some weird reason.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm gonna go if I'm a betting man, Tampa Bay's gonna cover. So I'll go 37-17.
That's fair.
Tom Brady continues on. Yes, sir. All right, that was week 11 for the Sunday Night Talk. We covered it all the games, the must-watches, the must-miss, the questions. We locked in our predictions. We will be coming back to those. We're holding our feet to the fire. A couple of good coming up next, and then finally legal ramifications. It was all here. Omar, if I don't see you for Thanksgiving, enjoy the day.
You as well. And we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll get on.
Yes, we're going to work out our Sunday Night Talk for the Thanksgiving week because we may not even watch any games, but I have a feeling we're going to have stories about non-game things from Thanksgiving to family members to complete chaos on a Thursday.
Let's do it.
For the Sunday Night Talk, I am Patrick Ramirez. That was Omar Carmona. We will see you next week. Have fun at Thanksgiving, Omar.
Later.
Okay, that is it. That is the episode. That's the week. That's the Sunday Night Talk. Omar Carmona, the number challenge. How far did you get? Did you even attempt it? He went way over the 22 I predicted. Hey, that's why we have him on the show, because he's a genius. He's a genius at odd football knowledge. Legal ramifications, we went deep. And then, of course, all the games. We wrapped it all up. How's your team doing as of right now, week 11? We're in the thick of it. We're in the fog of the NFL war. Are you up? Are you down? We all know where I stand. I am below down. What's after down? I don't know. Raiders have a lot of soul searching to do. I just want to be up by 14 points in a game for once. That would be great. I want to thank everybody for listening, and if you haven't already, check out my other shows on the YouTube channel. They are always there. They are great, and there is quite the variety on there as well, and I'm always adding to them, so check it out. I want to thank everyone for listening. I want to thank Omar Carmona. Thanksgiving on tap for this Thursday. What are you doing? You watch games? Do you not watch games? It's a great holiday. So thank you for listening, everybody, and coming up next is Thanksgiving, the best holiday to argue with a family member. The Sunday Night Talk. Thanks for listening.